Hopefully, it'll be a useful toy for Bob. I'm sorry.
Wait,
we just got come on.
Video game podcast.
Crash Bandicoot 4, it's about time, and damn sure is about time. It says it's going to launch a sequel on October 2nd on PS4. And I believe Xbox. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have an exclusive deal, but yes, it is about time Crash Bandicoot has a actual sequel. Because when Universal took over after Naughty Dog, the series kind of turned into like garbage. So now, hopefully, this is a different company. This is let me see what company it actually is making this, because it was a funny name to me. It is. No, it was a.
I don't even know the name.
Drum roll.
Drum roll. We'll get to it. So yeah, we're gonna get to that name as soon as we find it.
Toys for Bob.
Yes, that's what it was.
There you go.
It wasn't a hard name. It's just not a company name that I'm aware of. Toys for Bob.
They
Yes.
did Skylanders.
So, yes.
Yes.
That's why the character design is done like it is, and it's pretty good. They've done a good job at redesigning it and with the colors and everything. And what they did was go back to the roots, because the 1, 2, and 3, the trilogy, that was so successful, and people are begging for that kind of game right now, that they said, you know what, let's just make one right after 3, and this 4 is going to take place right after that storyline.
That's
so
awesome.
None of that other garbage Crash stuff is going to happen. So I'm looking forward to it. There's a lot of stuff you can do in it with, like, you're getting masks, you're changing what type of game you're doing with them. Like, you can flip and go upside down, change gravity. They're talking about multiverses. So, I mean, this might be their version of like Ratchet and Clank. But it might not be at that scale. But, that's not for the new systems yet. But on October 2nd, it's probably not going to be. But, I'd like to see that update too.
They might have a version for the. Yeah, they'll probably have a version for the PS5.
Yeah, it's supposed to be larger. The stages are supposed to be wider and bigger.
Yeah,
and you can actually see the stages that you can get to further off in the background. It's pretty interesting. But I'm just glad that they looked at the true trilogy to get the fun factor that people want out of this game. So if they pull that off, then they're fine. If they mess up and try and add too much new and they leave the premise of why Crash is fun, then you're going to get another garbage Crash game. And I don't think it's going that way.
You gotta get Crash fans of the series to actually help.
I like his look.
So far, I think it's looking promising.
Yeah, you can switch to his sister on the fly. Like it's pretty.
It looks
dope.
like a Crash game. I'm not a Crash Bandicoot guy, and just looking at the trailer, I'm like, yeah, this is a Crash game.
As a fan, you see it, right?
Yeah, it's a Crash game.
It looks like it should be successful. So hopefully they actually get this going and forget about all those other games.
Yeah.
And hopefully, it'll be a useful toy for Bob. I'm sorry.
Wait, we just got come on, man. You gotta leave him with that silence. We just got like whenever he does that, just leave him with the quiet, dead silence. That's
because he was thinking about that. For
he
a
was.
While.
He couldn't wait to say that.
The minute he heard the producer of the game, he was like,
Took him 1 second.
Took
him 1 second for that.
Yeah.
First thing I thought was Bob's furniture.
So what do you think about Crash Bandicoot?
I think it's great. I think it's great that the series is coming back. It's got a new game, but no Nintendo Switch right now, man. It's like, come on.
No, because not yet. Because they'll probably announce that if he is indeed a character in Smash, which
That's
we are
exactly
waiting
what
on.
they'll do.
Fingers
That's
crossed.
exactly what they'll do.
Yes,
He should be a crab
They'll
cake.
probably announce it both at the same time.
Yo, he said there'll probably be a crab cake. What does that even mean, dude? What does that even mean?
I was trying to let it go.
A crab
that.
cake.
Try to let it go.
He said crab cake.
Ash, what do you think?
Ash,
man?
help us out, please. We need somebody that makes sense here.
It just seems to be a real resurgence of those 3D action platformers. You've got Ratchet and Clank, you've got Crash. There was like the Hat in Time. There's it's like a renaissance of them for them. And I think you're right. They're trying to go back to like, let's not add all these new things. It's like, let's just make those games that were good back then and just make another good version of them. So yeah, it's kind of, if you like those action platformers, like it's like a golden time right now. There's just so many coming out. You saw on the Sony announcement they had like, I think 2 or 3 just in this genre. So like the Astrobot type thing. So yeah, and Toys for Bob did great with Skylanders. I mean, that's an experienced team that's done so many games. So it's not like it's sometimes they give these IPs to a new team. It's like, this is their first time, like let them have an easy one with an IP. It's like, well, this will be their like 10th game. So they should do well.
They had Crash and Spyro in those too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they did all right, but I mean, we weren't a fan of the design in that too much. But I mean, they obviously picked up a few tips from that and improved. So
When you get to the fourth game in a series,
like the 8th or 9th or 10th.
well, I mean, like when you call it 4,
Yeah.
Right.
it's like you gotta, I think that 4 is usually the last one where you do it that style. Like this should be, as far as Crash games are, they can get away with doing it the way it play. I think.
I mean, it looks like an evolution. Though.
Yeah, but
It does.
if it goes to 5, hopefully, obviously, I've never played it. No one's ever played, but like if it has enough different things in it to make it be like, oh, okay, they just added some things to the formula and it's not tired. You can kind of do part 5 like that if you want to also and get away with it. Because between 4 and 5 is where it gets like, okay, do we kind of change things so dramatically where like we might lose our fans? It's kind of like God of War, right?
Yeah.
Like you go to God of War, it's not part 4, but everyone knows that play style from 1 through 3. Do we take that risk and change it up? Do we piss off our hardcore fans, or will this new way,
Well,
Streets of Rage 4, same thing. It's
it's
like,
like-
do we
well-
stick to the same thing, or
They
what we
usually
gonna
think
do
in
for fun?
trilogies.
just
so.
like with
Yeah.
well Mario, if you think about like the side-scrolling Mario games, you see the biggest thing was criticism with the Mario Wii U, the Wii U version.
It's too much like the old ones.
Yeah, exactly. That's when the series gets stale, when they
But
do
if
too
they
much
don't
of the
add
same thing.
anything, and the special stuff you do add,
Mario's
is
in
not
a
fun.
class by his
So-
own. He could do anything.
But along that
much.
line, though, like this is the 4th game. I don't think they can follow this formula to make a 5th one. I think
Well, it
this
depends.
is like the. I think this is like
It depends how much they change in the.
They would
fourth
have
one.
to go in
Listen.
a different direction.
Yeah.
What you add to the game as far as specials, like your specialty things, and what changes, that's what changes the game. So when
Right.
they did that Mario game and they added the blue shell and the ice shoot,
Yeah.
like none of that stuff changed the game dramatically.
Yeah.
It made it boring because it was not,
Right.
those weren't good power-ups.
Hold on. The
So-
ice fireball was awesome.
I don't care because the game,
Damn.
The game, it was
the
awesome.
game was still not considered one of the best games
It was-
because
yeah.
We talking
it
about,
was
man.
similar.
Nah, man. The Wii U Mario Brothers, it's
Nintendo
the best
talk-
one. It's the best one.
I actually
It's the
do. I
best
actually
2D
do
Mario
like.
game.
I do like that game, and I do like the ice power up. But with Mario, I think Mario's in a class of his own. He just, sometimes he'll do the same game, and sometimes they'll just change so different that it's like, okay.
My point
whatever.
being was that the power-ups weren't widely accepted as new and fun in that game. That's what makes it. That's why you had the cape and world and
Right.
the tail and 3. Like these changed the game dramatically.
They
You didn't
changed
like
it up.
Squirrel Mario.
I'm not saying. I said those were good. You're not
Don't hate on
listening. You're
Squirrel
not
Mario.
listening. To
I'm
me.
listening. I'm asking you a
You have
question.
your own point.
I'm
in
asking you
your
a
head.
question.
He has his own
Don't
point
hate
in
on
his
Squirrel
head.
Mario.
Well,
Don't be hating on Squirrel.
so-
He's the Mario fan. So.
It comes down to the power-ups that they give you. If you're going to keep the same type of gameplay,
Yes.
it has to be something that's going to change the
Yeah.
game. So if you're flipping them upside down and all this stuff, that's
Right.
going to change how you play the game.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. And if it's
I'm
fun,
looking-
that's what makes the game good.
I'm looking forward to this gritty Crash Bandicoot God of War kind of style that you
That's 5. That's part 5.
Hey, there you go.
Could you imagine that mashup? Like what?
Oh, they've tried to
man.
do like a grittier. No.
No.
Those didn't work. Those Crash games did not work. Just go back to the Crash Racing and
Yeah.
normal Crash Bandicoot. Those are the 2 you need.
Yeah.
So that's it.